What's going on, Clippers fans? My name is Jonathan Timm. I am your play-by-play broadcaster for this upcoming Muskegon Clippers season, and I'm privileged today to be joined by former Clipper head coach and current general manager Walt Gawkowski for a preseason interview and questionnaire. So, Walt, thank you for joining me today. I know we're all really excited for another summer of baseball, but how's the winter weather out there in Michigan?
Well, today it's not too bad. I mean, I didn't have to snow blow the driveway. We've got a little bit of sun. It's cold, and we've got a nice covering of snow. But you know what? We had a pretty good January so far, so I'm not complaining. But thank you, Jonathan, for taking time to do this. And as I told you before we started, we're thrilled to have you, and looking forward to having you a part of our organization.
I'm looking forward to it as well. And I mean, with that, Walt, let's get started. So, my first question pertains to your time with the Clippers. I've been made aware, obviously, that you were once the head coach of the team, and a season ago, you transitioned into the role of general manager. So, tell us, what is the biggest difference for you in that regard? Was it a smooth adjustment to the new position, or are you still learning more every single day?
No, it was smooth. I mean, I got out of college in 1977, and I haven't stopped coaching baseball since. So I've had a lot of time in the dugout as a high school coach, and so many years doing double duty, high school kids in the spring and then the Clippers in the summer. So it was difficult, I'll be honest, when game time comes, especially opening night last year, and I wasn't in the dugout. But it was a good time for me to step away and bring some new life into the coaching staff. And the travel got to be quite a bit, and I'm started to check every day to see if my wife's name was in the transfer portal. So anyway, she's tremendously supportive, but the transition has been smooth. I'm doing the same things I did before. I'm cleaning dugouts, I'm emptying trash, I'm helping at the ballpark. My biggest responsibility, of course, is putting the roster together. And I started that last September. So that can be a challenge, but it's nearly complete.
Thank you, Walt. And like you said, one of your new duties as GM is creating that roster, which leads me to my next question. So, I mean, what's incredible about this year's lineup that was different from years past is that you have 6 returning Clippers from a season ago. So you'll have guys, they've been in the system, and they can essentially be leadership resources for the newer young faces of the team. So what does that mean for you, knowing that these 6 young men buy into what this team has going and want to run it back for another summer of baseball?
Yeah, I think excuse me, I think it's really important. It's unusual because normally we pretty much turn the roster over. Maybe a couple of kids will be holdovers. So this year with 6 of them is a bit unusual, but it's important to have them. And most importantly about these particular kids is that they're all not only good baseball players, but they're outstanding young men. And, as I vet these young men, not only for their skills as a player, we're trying to bring in kids of high character, high quality. And I'm very happy to say, I think we've done that this year again. But having 6 guys that have been around and are familiar with the area, or were comfortable with their host families, et cetera, it's nice to see them come back. And we take it as a bit of a compliment that they want to return to Muskegon, because to me, it tells us that, I enjoyed my time here.
All right, so my next question for you is, I guess, relevant to the other guys in the roster. So what's the biggest thing that you look for in a baseball player when it comes to choosing guys that you think will most positively impact the upcoming team of the season?
Well, I think the first thing is, there's got to be a baseline of talent and skill. I mean, we'll never make any apologies for trying to win the Great Lakes League Championship. So that's first and foremost. We want kids who have skills, are highly talented, who are really passionate about the game, and who have some grit and can kind of grind through the season, because it's a grind. I mean, we're playing 42 games in basically 8 weeks, and we don't get much time off, and there's a tremendous amount of travel. So if you're not committed to your own development, and if you don't have that passion for the game of baseball, it can be tough. So we look for that, talented players who love the game, want to get better, and then also, have demonstrated high character. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, it looks like you try to find a balance between skill and character, all of those important factors to having just quality team chemistry, along with that ultimate goal of winning the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League title. So my next question for you is, again, this is year 2 for you as GM, but it's year number 6 for the Clippers organization in the GLSCL. And there's been a lot of promotion this year going on via social media, whether it's introducing players, interviews like this, the anticipation for the opening games, and even special requests for donations towards historic Marsh Field in efforts to improve the field conditions. And one thing I've learned after just a few short months of keeping up with this organization is that the Clippers have such close ties within the Muskegon community. I'm sure Clippers Nation cannot wait to get another summer of baseball going again. But all in all, what are some of the goals that this team has for the upcoming season, both from a team and organizational standpoint?
Yeah, well, the team standpoint is pretty easy. Number one, we want our kids to have a tremendous summer experience. That's first and foremost. We want to hasten their development as baseball players. So when they get back into their respective schools in the fall, they're a better player than when they left in the spring. And also, I hope this is comforting to the college coaches, we want to return them to their schools healthy. So, I mean, those are three important priorities. From an organizational standpoint, we simply want to grow this organization. And over the years, I've seen it grow by leaps and bounds. And that entails growing our fan base. And I don't mean that from the standpoint of revenue, because trust me, there is nobody making any money in this situation. This is a 501c3. We do it basically with volunteers. It's a mom and pop organization. Our families are driving this process. So we want it to grow. We want to maybe someday move into even a more prestigious league with even higher quality baseball. We right now, one of our goals is to renovate this ballpark, which we think is a jewel in the city of Muskegon and really is an important part of our city's history. So that's a top priority for us. So those are some of the things that we want to accomplish, but we want people to come to the ballpark, enjoy baseball on a beautiful summer night, a fan-friendly, cost-effective way of having a night out. And if they walk out of there with a smile and are happy, it sort of tempers those times when, we don't play very well and maybe we lose a ball game. So that's what we're looking for, Jonathan.
All right, Walt, I got one final question for you today. Now, I mean, baseball may be America's pastime, but like we talked about, it's tradition in Muskegon, historic Marsh Field, having been around for now 107 years within the community. So what is your greatest all-time memory with the Clippers organization?
Boy, you know what? I don't know if I can point out a single memory. I just think watching people flock to the ballpark and enjoy themselves at a ball game. I can't tell you how much pride we take in that. We've got people who rarely miss a game, and we hear comments all the time about the ballpark and the way that it looks and the quality of the surface and the atmosphere that we've created. And I think those are the things. It's almost like being a proud father. It just makes me happy that people are enjoying it and kind of share our passion for that old ballpark and in our vision for what it could be. Before we sign off, if I may, Jonathan, real quick, I'd like to turn the tables on you if I could and let you take another minute just to introduce yourself again and tell the people of Muskegon a little bit about you.
Well, thank you, Walt. Well, I mean, like I said, my name is Jonathan Timm, and I'm a sophomore currently at St. Norbert College out in De Pere, Wisconsin. So that's relatively right across the Lake Michigan, up about 100 miles. And I mean, I love baseball with all my heart. I grew up listening to Bob Uecker and hopes to one day be like him. So I'm excited to kind of start living my dream this summer, broadcasting baseball.
Well, we are glad to have you and lucky to have you. So we'll look forward to having you here. And June 6th is opening night. I'm sure you'll be here before then, and we'll get it going. And we're looking forward to a great summer.
Well, I'm too as well, Walton. Hey, thank you for taking the time today for this interview, and thank you to all the fans tuning in. Of
Appreciate it. Thanks so much, Jonathan.
course, have a good one, Walt.
You too.